just know I'm about to drop some absolute insane lore today. And if you're watching this in the future, I know that there's things in my life happening, and I want to know that this was pre filmed a long time before it comes out, okay? I'm talking a very long time. Um, you guys, I was on Snapchat, and let me tell you guys some lore, okay? I live in a remote part of Texas, and let me tell you, as far as it comes, I can't even say this. I can't even tell this story. It is so bad. Basically, last year I had this man, okay, that I talked to who was like kind of mid. Kind of mid. Um I I don't even know how to tell it. Okay? Kind of mid. I'm just gonna say it. Kind of mid. Okay? Stopped talking to him. Went on to have my relationship. That ended. Whatever. Okay? This man, I guess was still following this man, but I haven't like seen his content since back in the day. Tell me why he pulled up. Which, by the way, as far as he comes with the them gays, okay, I'm the only one around here that like kind of even looks decent. So it's like there's not much else. But he like popped out with somebody, and I was like, who is this? Like, who is this? This bitch is gonna put an end to my reign. Like, I'm talking like light pink hair, was like dyed to perfection, styled to perfection, like tattoos, piercings. I was like, oh my gosh, like this person is everything I want to be. Like, what's going on? Like, what is going on, y'all? I fear the Rylan Renaissance around here is coming to an end, and I'm terrified. I'm absolutely terrified. Let me say that. Let me say that many times. Um, I don't know. And it's not the fact that it's even him. It's the fact that this man is like, oh my gosh, like, granted now I'm in a relationship and I'm the happiest I've ever been, and I absolutely love my man, and I absolutely have no care in the absolute world now. Like, and that's what, like, this is like, when I'm telling the story, I'm literally living it when I like saw it for the first time, and it ate me up because I was like, who is this bitch? And at the same time, it's like at the end of the day, like my man's better than yours. So like I don't care. You know what I mean? I don't care. You guys, let me see. I don't even know how, like, y'all know I suck at a good transition from one story to the next. I have to tell y'all some lore. So the other day I had to travel about 2 hours north for a thing, okay? And we were driving around this town that is like known for cops. Like, it was in Louisiana. Y'all know I'm from Texas. Like, it was kind of crazy. So we're just driving down, the merry little way. The slow parts in Texas are 35. The slow parts in Louisiana are 25. So we were in the car, vroom vroom, going 35. Girl, we got pulled over. We were going 25 and a 35, and yeah, so we got pulled over, and the man walks up, and like, not to mention, y'all, like, this is like the tallest but like flattest cop I've ever seen in my life. Like, he literally had nothing in the front or the back. And let me tell y'all, like, he literally like looked at us, how he looked at us and everything like that. Mind you, I've gotten pulled over like twice in my life, and I've gotten tickets twice in my life, okay? This girl, my best friend, has literally gotten away with like 4 warnings now. Okay, she's been pulled over like 4 times, 4 warnings, not one ticket. Okay, and it irritates me to my core. Okay, like it really aggravates me because it's like, what? Like, huh? She talks to this cop. He comes back. He's like, I'm gonna give you a warning, but it's your last one. And I was like, Okay, so then we put in the GPS and we're gonna go to Dunkin', okay? So we get everything handled, we get a warning, okay? We go to Dunkin', y'all, we're driving down and I see a sign that says Fort Johnson. And then I see another sign saying, like, um, canines will search the vehicle or something like that. And I was like, this can't be right. You guys, we almost we look ahead and we see people getting out of their cars. I'm talking military men like searching people's cars, like taking stuff out, dogs searching, and I was like I don't want to go to Fort Johnson that bad. No. Okay. So my best friend is like, no, like we can't. We're not doing this right now. We we almost went into Fort Johnson. It was not a good situation, and my best friend had to do an illegal U-turn, and it was absolutely wild. I don't recommend almost going into Fort Johnson. Like, that was so bad, you guys. That was so bad. Oh my gosh. So speaking of, I love to throw a good like customer service story in there because like a lot of my stories do come from work because that's where like a lot of like batshit stuff happens to me. But like, let me tell you one thing. I have been working in a different department lately, and in the back of the department, they sell like these countertops. Okay, so like there's like these big countertops that probably way more, like they're twice my size. It's a whole like tea, okay? So the other day this man like calls me back there and he's like, yo, like I need some countertops. And I was like, okay, like let me like go get my boss so like he can help me get these on here for you, like yada yada yada. Cause like he wasn't wanting to grab them. He literally looks at me and goes, y'all need to load these up. Okay, and he goes, these, like picked up 5 different kinds, okay? Five. Count it, 5 different types of countertops, all different sizes, all different types, all different, okay? This man, I go to get my like coworker, cannot find them. Okay, I was like, okay, like I'm just gonna have to load it myself. Granted, I've never loaded it before. I think I can figure it out. So I go up there and I'm like, okay, like, which one did you want? Like, which ones did you want? And he shows me all 5 of them again. And I'm like, okay, like, I'm just going to go through and see which one he wants and load it onto the cart. I didn't think it would be a big deal. Okay? So with the first one, I'm like, okay, like, like, it was this one, right? And he was like, no, it's this one. And I was like, okay. And then he was like, buddy, where's your head at? And I like how he said it, I thought he was joking like in the moment. Like I kind of just didn't like think about it. And I loaded it up, and with the second one I was like which one did you want? For the next one, and he was like, buddy, like what are you doing? Like you need to get it together. And like this time like I was like, he's being serious. Like he's being serious. And I was like, okay, like I didn't know the tea. Y'all, the next time I literally asked him, like, which one he wanted, he freaked out. Was like, I'm gonna get somebody else to help us. And I said, okay. Like, okay. Like, he literally freed my plate. Like, you ain't did nothing to me. You freed me. I'm out. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know what the deal is with people that think I have to remember me, a top 10 graduate, like, and I graduated in the top 10. Ain't nobody can take that from me with a 4.0. Okay? And I'm in college working on a medical degree. I'm not stupid. And these people, like, they think you're stupid. They think you are dumb, and I don't know why. I don't know where this comes from. Like, it's just so actually wild. I gotta tell the lore. I'm gonna go ahead and tell the lore since I'm on my YouTube, you know what I mean? So, the lore about this man. Okay, so I'm just gonna tell the story that I love the most. Is texting me about like this dude that just did something. But let me tell y'all what like the drama that I love him most for. I don't know why. This just like signified a core memory inside my brain. One time when I was in like 7th or 8th grade, okay, I was on the bus. It was a cold morning. I remember like I was hungry. I was ready to get to school to eat breakfast. Like, you know what I mean? Like something about like in middle school, like the breakfast, like the vibe of it, even now, like thinking back, like it was the vibe at the time. Like the vibes were so good. Y'all, when I tell y'all, I remember like this, like the back of like it was yesterday. We were going through the neighborhoods, and there's like neighborhoods where like the bus driver would run over like the curbs because like there was like so many like tight spaces. But like this day was like no other. I remember we were driving through, and all I remember is a thud. I like just a thud, okay? And we all peek up and we're like, what happened? And the bus driver's like, oh no. And everybody's like, we hit him. He hit us. He hit us. And I was like, what? Like, what in the hell just happened, y'all? There was a man that pulled out of his house, okay? Pulled out of his house, went to a stop sign. The school bus pops up behind him. And he starts going to, like, go back to his house and backs up into the bus, okay? And his mom comes out. And she is like one of the main teachers like in the administration. Like tea. You know what I mean? Like this is like high powered tea, okay? High powered tea, okay? We sit there for probably 30 minutes to an hour. They have to bring us a whole new bus. Anyways, it was some lore. It was some tea. And like something else that really like weird that happened to me today. So, okay, let me see if I can let y'all make sense of this. Okay, so I work in a store where there are two openings. Like only two openings, okay? So one of my friends at the other end calls me and is like, hey, like this girl is trying to walk out with like AC units and like a bunch of stuff. And I was like, this is some crazy lore. So I let everybody know on my end, my head cashier is at lunch. So I'm manning the front at the moment. So like I am like the person like that this depends on. So I'm like my cashiers, I'm like, get out there, you know, like watch the door. And to this day, it actually amazes me. I was in self-checkout. I was stuck in a self-checkout. So I was like, cashier, like I told the cashiers to watch. So the cashiers were like by like the front of the doors. So like I see this girl come down with all of this stuff, y'all. And she like tries to go out and she does a circle. And she just sits here and she waits. And I watch her wait and I watch her wait. And I'm standing in front of like my way because like there's a way to leave behind me. You guys, when I tell you this was the most frustrating thing ever, I see her in self-checkout and she is like crying. Like she is full-blown crying and I'm like I was so over it that day already and I was just over her BS. So she was crying and I'm looking at her like bitch, I know you're trying to steal. I know you're trying to steal. Okay? So she probably sits here for another 20 minutes just sitting there crying, calling like she's like, I'm calling my husband. I don't hear the phone ring. The phone turns on halfway when she's calling him and I see the home screen. Girl, like what? Okay. She goes to leave and I'm like, ma'am, like, don't you want to check these out? And she was like, oh no, like we did at the other end. And I was like, I'm gonna need to see a receipt. Like the other end where that girl just called me and I was like, no ma'am, like, I was like, no ma'am, like, I know you didn't. I lied and I told her I was like, I was on the front, like on the other side for the last 2 hours giving two people a lunch. She starts crying and I don't even know if I'm technically supposed to do that. She starts crying and she's like, no, like my husband did it. Like he has the receipt, like crying, like and then she starts screaming at me like I'm not gonna get hit, like yada yada yada. And I was like, okay, like fine, take it. She goes through like the little detector thingy, it starts beeping and I'm looking at her like, and she's crying and she starts running and it's just it was such a horrible thing. And like I in my soul believe that she gets beat. Anyways, you guys, thank you for hanging out with me. I hope y'all have an amazing night. Make sure to subscribe, like this video, and as always, follow me on all of my other platforms. Link in the description, and stream my music. I should have a new song out by now, so y'all go stream it. Love you.